And we see MopN with the Aegis as tried and true duo, as we've been seeing a lot during the
Kind of. I
objectives.
mean, getting in the face of Rob and all that good stuff. But yeah, it was kind of the wolf that I remember being the real thorn in the machine's side. Either way.
This is the de facto squad strike team, it seems, we've been seeing all day. We've seen a lot of Roy, we've seen a lot of Wolf, a lot of Aegis today. So, I mean,
Yeah, actually.
And they wouldn't know what the common link between all three of those characters is, Stu? They're good. They're really freaking good.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, you might as well just go top tiers if nothing else.
Yeah,
right?
for real.
Yeah. MopN giving the fight to Javi, but succumbing by a score of 2-1 while those two were playing in winners semifinals of this pool, Javi and Stroder or me.
Oh my god!
No.
The two-frame dare there and gonna get the sour spot fair right there. This looks like a pretty free edge guard for MopN. Not gonna opt for go for the counter off stage, but rather just gonna decide to do a run-off fair right there. And I feel like that gives Kobe the room he needs to really open up. I haven't seen the Kobe Falco before. Not too sure what it's capable of, but man, oh man. If you can just get one stock, you're already looking at a good spot here. Trying to go for the craziest angle I've ever seen in my freaking life.
Right.
That's going to be Kobe's first stock off the deck. But we got the Lucina. This is a character we saw almost make insane things happen in the Infinity Ball earlier this year.
Yeah, I know. The fact that they were able to advance as far as they did, not to mention second place finish at Anime Houston, beating people like Mutates and Epic Gabriel as well.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically enough, only losing to Kirby Kid, who is also in this bracket.
Yes.
And if they win, they will
They
face
have to
off
fight
against
Kirby Kid. Wow. So
in
yeah,
the bracket. So
little
there
run
you
back.
go. Yeah, a little bit of a run back, maybe not quite as much as Snake, but the oh my goodness, did that upbeat
I
did
thought
not
we
come
were see
out.
it. I thought we were gonna see it.
Damn near had a heart attack.
Yeah.
That is nutty.
Still MopN looking really good thus far. It's not easy to really catch characters like Lucina in the air, especially if she's spacing very adequately. And the ledge trapping has also been phenomenal as well. We see the F smash come out. Not gonna lead to too much here, but again, MopN has just been able to find stage control almost seamlessly in every single interaction here. Oh, no jump. That's the F tilt. I'm a big liar. Kobe gonna be making that. Oh. Really good anti-air tool. A lot of people talk about Snake's up tilt being really good, but Wolf up tilt, basically like Snake up tilt Jr. essentially. And now we've got the boy,
Yeah, the lad.
the hero of time, or the lad of time, I guess.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's there's definitely a better way to respond to that. Either way. Yeah, young man.
Young man.
It's just the boomerang. And, I mean, you definitely have tools to combat this, and it's not even necessarily just lasers, though. I mean, you definitely could nullify one or two of them. But, yeah, going to DI into the corner, surviving. Kobe, this is kind of the position you want to be in, even if you're taking this individual damage. This, not so much, not 70%, but, yeah, you kind of ate 40% because you lost control of the situation, like maybe once or twice. Like, you thought you had the play in mind in the air, but no, Wolf has you in their sights. They're not going to let go unless they let you out of the way.
And the silver lining here, I feel like, is that Wolf is a character that doesn't particularly struggle too much against others. Of course, now that I've started analyzing Wolf and talking about him, he's now no longer alive and with us. So now we have Empire and Myth that we're going to be talking about, which also doesn't particularly struggle too much with zoners in the nature of how fast Mithra is and how quickly she's able to find her way in these situations. But
here's your Wolf analysis. 179 is Nair percentage. Either way, that's
oh, Kobe! What a
Oh.
link right there! Caught him with the very last hit of Bear right there. Actually managed to get that up B linking into it perfectly.
This young link.
This game is now super even. That was a cutscene. I feel like I couldn't skip that.
MopN has done so well to come this far, but Kobe, you gotta be real right now. Dashes in, gets the advantage, but now fighting back on the ledge, and MopN puts a stop to it. Cleanup on aisle 2, and MopN takes care of that. They had to survive. Had to survive it. It was a test that was provided by Kobe, but MopN passing with flying colors, and
scary.
that's game number 1. Look, not everyone has to be pretty.
It's true.
That's true. I mean, there is definitely a potential for Kobe if they switch around their characters or something to really come back and take ownership of this set and really put the onus on MopN. It's like, hey, you know what? I've been on this stage before. I know what I'm doing. CFL creates nothing but killers. So now you have to be the one to step up and prove that you belong.
And that momentum was ridiculous, honestly, on Kobe's part that last time. But MopN, again, it's the stock lead that you really rely on at that point. With a 2-0 stock lead that MopN had, he had a lot of room to breathe. He had a lot of time to really get that damage off to where the only thing he really had to do was get the finishing blow. And now we're going to see the same team comp coming out of Kobe. Looks like MopN not changing the team comp whatsoever either. I just want to see what Kobe is going to do differently with this Falco. How much damage he's really going to be able to get off, and can he really just keep this Roy in disadvantage right here? Going to opt to double down to it. I feel like he should have gotten the grab right there very nicely.
So I've seen two schools of thought be pretty prominent here.
Oh yeah.
One is that you kind of keep your best character as your anchor and you don't really change anything except like how you play certain individual things. And then you also see, well, I mean, I'm down 1-0. This really wasn't supposed to happen. I'm just going to put my anchor up front and just really overwhelm them with the pressure. That actually worked out really well earlier on in the bracket for Yanni, helped them move on through the other side. After they lost game number 1 and didn't really see a whole lot of the Enderman, they go zombie out front and take the first 2 stocks. But my question is, I mean, is there any school of thought in particular that you agree with, or is it just like what's your?
The one thing I'm always curious about with these events is what does the data support? I feel like no one's really tracked what has worked best for Squad Track. I mean, there's not really a good way to track that unless you have people fill out paper, but on stream, like we've seen a lot of top players decide to keep their best character as their anchor and hope that these earlier characters can really do a lot of damage. And Kobe, seems like he's finally found his wings with this Falco. No pun intended, but like he's been getting this consistent damage off. He's been holding his stocks really nicely. He knows his links. Now we're seeing the shoe completely on the other foot than we did game 1, honestly.
Yeah, finding a little bit of an airstream, and the Falco is indeed taking flight, pun fully intended. And Moppy kind of on the ropes here, and just like all the other, oh man, taken to the skies, not on their own merit. It's going to be Falco sending them there, not even double digits, and yeah, Kobe, you know what?
Mopped them up.
I did ask that question.
Yeah.
Kobe may well be providing that answer, and maybe it's just as unique as the players are, but this answer is Kobe's, and that's perfectly fine. Finally, the bird is going to be cooked courtesy of Pyra. That's a little bit of a flambe for you on
early Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I feel like Falco would be way too deep, just too stringy, bro. Either way, that's going to be stock number 1 as Lucina takes their turn on the stage.
And I like this Kobe, again, it's such amazing things with this Lucina. And I feel like it's one of the characters that, like, Lucina as a character excels immensely in edge guard. So when you're presented with a character that's an absolute monster nooch, but has a pretty lackluster recovery game, like in Pyramithra, I feel like Kobe can really find his opening right here. And even so, that Young Link is still on deck. You know, this Lucina could totally drown right, he can still get enough damage to where all Kobe has to do is get one reliable, or like a boomerang, or a forward air, or some sort of weird frame trap. You know, the world is truly Kobe's oyster right now. And MopN just desperately looking for this kill. He's got the boomstick out on deck in Pyre right now. Kobe trying to navigate this ledge game super carefully and gets a grab for his troubles right there. Ooh, that was so scary.
Yeah, trying to just clean this up, but they're at 124. It's a bit of a tall task for even a high tier.
Yeah.
Especially against a character that has been so consistently good as Lucina in so many games.
Pyre's got the juice. I am seeing a little bit of hesitancy from MopN right now. No real down tilts over the ledge to really get that ledge game off. You know, you've got the range with that giant sword to really cover roll distance effectively. You might as well throw out some of the safer moves Pyre has at his disposal. But Kobe just going deep.com for that edge guard right there. Taking us into game 3 really, really convincingly. That Falco, that's a different bird we saw from game 1. That's a whole different hatchling right there.
Absolutely, and it makes you wonder, I mean, if they can harness that for game 3, again, got it into a position where they were now able to put the pressure and make MopN prove that they're the ones that belong here. Kobe sent into loser's side by Whiteout before top 32 began. Qualified for top 32 at the expense of Wild.
That's wild.
And then it beat Wild actually.
Oh wow.
to qualify for top 32. It's ironic that you said that.
I know.
And then beating Zaphros by a score of 2-0 to make it to this point. MopN is trying to continue on their tournament, and again, the winner of this one facing off against RBG Kirby Kid. And it's a tough go of it for both of these players. They have both presented reasonable cases for their advancement in the bracket, but there's no better case to be made than a game number 3 with all the pressure on you. I mean, from what you've seen thus far, do you have any sort of indicator on how this is going to go?
I feel like if you just keep giving Kobe his momentum, he can do insane stuff like this. I feel like MopN played his best when he was playing comp 2, and he was really trying to stuff out a lot of Kobe's options right here with these aerials. It just seems like he has shifted into defense mode a little bit, maybe a little bit more respect he's been giving Kobe. But Kobe's been looking, exactly, see, right there, perfect example of what Kobe's been looking for. He's been looking for these grabs, he's been looking for these straights to start off. And MopN starting to get a little sloppy on the dance floor right now. You know, he's drifting these aerials into Kobe when Kobe has shown no clear signs of commitment so far. And it's still a pretty fresh bird at 60%, dude. Like, there's still so much to be done here for Kobe with the Falco.
This Wolf needs to do a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
This could be the key for MopN if they are to survive and advance, as it were.
This Wolf needs to win. This stock specifically. Like if you let your Wolf
Gets
stock
the grab.
get taken off right there, it's not gonna be looking too pretty. Ooh, but the down smash really good right there.
That's why he's there. That down smash at ledge drew so many people to this character. That move is so ridiculous. And we were talking about how important it was to win the ledge, especially at the dawn of this game. It's part of the reason why so many characters were drawn to this character. Certainly CDK, but also our very own Jackal.
Sure.
Certainly has been playing this character for
Wolf
a
is good, man. People sleep on Wolf still now that Zachary hasn't been favoring the character too much. This character still has everything he needs to be a perfectly good top tier in this game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just I don't know.
Hard. You know, he's got a kind of poopy disadvantage sometimes. Sometimes he gets a little stuffed out. He gets put in some checkmate situations, but he's got the airspeed, he's got the combo game, he's got the tools to really make a lot of opponents suffer in this game.
You know, there are far too many good wolves to say
True.
this character
Yeah,
is
there's a whole laundry
anything
list. I made a whole
other than
video
a
about
top-
it, literally.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the best player of each character series. Go check that out on YouTube if you haven't already.
look, in my opinion, still a top tier.
Oh, almost definitely. Absolutely. I would
just-
totally agree with you on that one.
I don't even know how you dispute it at this point.
Yeah,
But
top
it's-
tiers.
Yeah.
The Aegis are back on the field right now.
Speaking of which, and this is for MopN's tournament life. This young Link, we were talking about just how good it did, really kept them in that game. Number 1. But Kobe is going to be tasked with having to deal with the
tough part.
Aegis here.
And it's just that Kobe is a damage monster with this character. He's able to get his damage off so consistently and do so many crazy high damage combos if he finds the right opening. So if you give him an inch, he will take a mile. And with a character like Pyra on deck that you're trying to finish stocks with, I feel like she's the most hittable out of the two. I feel like Mithra would be good here, especially when you're not at the late percents yet, because Pyra is just so slightly heavier.
I mean, Pyra likes to hit you, but that's the thing. There's a lot of wind up for it. There's a lot of end lag on some of those moves, and if you get caught, I mean, that is exactly what people like Kobe feast upon. And now closing in upon triple digits, MopN could be seeing their tournament
and
life
Nair,
finish
yeah.
right here, and then Nair below ledge. Kobe
Wow.
calls the shot and finishes it up 2-1. MopN. What a wonderful performance by them throughout this bracket. Tip of the cap to them, but ultimately it is Kobe showing the quality that has led them to so many good results post Dark Ages, and
It's true.
now perhaps a few more to come as recently as soon as this weekend.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and I think that's just the player diff right there. You know, coming into effect. Like MopN had a fantastic game 1. They're a fantastic player in their own right. I just feel like Kobe had the clutch factor. He made the adaptation he needed to be a little more aggressive and just said, you know what, I don't need to respect this guy. He's going to whiff on me and get a little sloppy. I'm just going to give him those fat punishes. And that's what he did. Speaking of fat punishes,